Hey everybody, good morning. It is June 18th, 2024, and it's 6:57 a.m. And I was up early this morning. Early for me would be more like 2 or 3. But, because I usually am up by 4 something. Today I wasn't awake that early though. And I could have been able to leave to go do these food delivery orders. I want to see how it is in the morning. And I could have left, probably 6 a.m. But it's 7. I never get out the door as fast as I think I should. And I think I could and think I would. There's always something. And that's one of the things I'm really trying to convince myself is to work in a block, like 4 or 5, but it's almost impossible here because I've mentioned this before, like lunch is 1 hour. That's the, noon, 12 o'clock hour. That's it. But usually nothing before, nothing for hours after. I don't know about breakfast. I've tried it a couple of times, different places. More than a couple, but mainly on the weekend. But anyway, I'm going to have to try to do mornings, and because too many people are out, like for the summer right now, and it's going to be hot, pretty soon really hot, and in the afternoon. And from what most of them are students, I would think, and I don't know that students are awake until, I remember myself, when I was young, I remember sometimes not waking up until 2:30, and I was married at age 18, and my day didn't start till after that. So, and I remember a lot of people like that, and I still know people like that are young, real, like young adults. And teenagers. So, I don't know. I'm going to try to do something, see how it goes. Okay. Anyway, today I'm going out to Wiley Murphy. Wow. There was an SUV over there. Or a truck. It was a truck. Bubba truck. They were parked to the side, and then all of a sudden they moved. Well, okay, wake up. No, they just moved it fast, too. Anyway, I'm going out to Murphy, Wiley, Texas, suburb of Dallas, county north of Dallas, Collin County, and see what happens today. Like I say, I'm going to have to start working mornings. Just, I cannot imagine. I went out yesterday not to do any work. Monday, I said, today's Tuesday. Monday, I said that I was going to just take Mondays off, because Mondays have never really been a good day for me. And I know other people too, it's not been a good day for what I see on video, but mine was consistently not good so far, and rather consistently. So I finally decided, okay, give myself a day off. I can go out there and do nothing because the orders don't come, and that's what happened yesterday. I went to go to this shopping at this, it's really huge. It's the biggest Dollar Tree store. Like, the Dollar Tree store in Texas. And I know there are other ones elsewhere that are bigger, but I'm not there, I'm here. So, I actually had somebody tell me, well, there are bigger ones. And, well, yeah, but am I there? It's kind of a bit like that, when somebody says, well, I'm in Texas, and I say how hot it is. And, online I'm talking about. And they leave a comment like, well, it's hotter in Arizona. Well, I don't live in Arizona. So this kind of stuff makes me laugh. It really does. But anyway, one of the topics I want to talk about is differences in markets. I have been watching people who make videos, about their experiences doing gig work, different types, whatever, it's usually food, groceries, sometimes packages, and things like that. I won't touch packages on the one that I use. dues. No way. But anyway, and I see that in their markets, it could be New York, California, wherever. Some of them, I don't know where they are, but I could look it up. But anyway, and consistently, and it begs questions, definitely. But consistently, theirs are higher. Theirs make more sense than mine. Seriously. Okay, I'm hearing a noise in the back of my SUV. There should be no noise in the back of my SUV. Yeah, that's kind of weird. But anyway, you're kind of like maybe the bee got back there and is walking around or something. Yeah. So, I don't know why I go to a bee, but I guess it's better than anything else. But anyway, in my market, it sucks. The offers that I see in comparison to what all these other ones I've watched, see. And I have mentioned plenty. I mean, if you watch any of my videos, aren't you tired of me talking about like the one that was $2 for 20 miles? That's just one way, And the first one I think that really shocked me was something like $9 for 28 miles, and it's just one way. I was like, really? But then I started getting ones like 104.1 miles, and one of them was an hour and 49 minutes. And since then, I've been getting more of those kinds that are just, the other day, I think it was the day before yesterday, it was 101. I don't remember how much it was, but they're never enough. It could have been $20. That's why I just say 20, because it's never anything that would be the amount that they offer to pay would never be. Okay, now it's been this way for a while, and I don't remember how long now, but I do see it as, I have seen it, been doing this, July will be a year, and rather consistently during interims when students at any level, would be out, for whatever, whether it's Thanksgiving, interim between, I'll get this right in a minute, summer and, fall and, it depends on what it is, but fall and spring or whatever, for students and their teachers, their educators, at whatever level. I've noticed it consistently. That's when these offers either they just don't come, or more recently I had started noticing that it's very little pay. Now Adam had a really, he and I met and married over 40 years ago. He had an interesting way of looking that was different than mine. And okay, and his view was that that these apps know that about students and the educators. People at 18 years old and older, that are students, and that they're out, so they purposefully knock down the pay. Now I don't know that they can do that. That they send out these $2 orders, because the tips are supposedly, allegedly, they're supposed to be by contract. All tips go to us. They don't get to keep our tips. So how are they going to be lowering this? How would that happen? But just interesting that they would, that it consistently is lessens. I mean, I get so many offers for $2, $3, $4, and those are ones that I'm not 100% certain about $2, although I think I've done it one time. And of course, there's no tip. Same thing with $3. I think $4 is when there might be a dollar tip. I remember, now, these are tips before they see me, that when it comes through, when the offer comes through, like the one that came through before they saw me or anything I delivered, and it I checked it afterwards, and it was a 25 cents tip. 20. Now, some people might think somebody's just being mean, but you have to think. Sometimes these are children. Sometimes these are elderly people my age. I remember tips when a tip used to be like 25 cents. I'm 61. And by the way, I'm not elderly. I got really annoyed by that person who called people 60 as elderly. No, it's not. At least not in this country, and she's in this country, so yeah. And that word these days has such a negative connotation, so I wouldn't use it at all, and I just did. Hey, I know. Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about pointing at somebody, a particular person that other people would know. You see what I'm saying? So, or might not know. I'm telling you, I'm not perfect, so definitely for certain I'm not. So anyway, I'm at my place. It's all mine. It belongs to me. Of course, I'm joking. Wow, this is busy today. I want to go and see what happens. Okay, so the whole time I was sitting there, I was at this restaurant, I noticed that there was an order there for pickup, you know, on the little, not the little, but the stand for pickups for people like me to pick up, to be delivered. And that was about 30 minutes, I'd say. Yeah. And my thought was, it's one of those that goes to nobody would take that order, probably. You can guess. I mean, it must have been really bad. Also, the reason I was there was I got myself some breakfast, and then what I usually do when I have breakfast, make sure they don't put any salt on my eggs or any extra salt. And anyway, I go to the restroom. I mentioned before I have muscle atrophy in my hamstring muscles because of a rare health condition. And I have to have the bar to the, I should say this, you know, this is reality. A bar to the right, I'm right-handed. It has to be that. If it's not, I just found that out the other day. I could really get hurt, seriously. And so anyway, of course, there was somebody in the restroom. And I haven't mentioned this in a while. I did mention it before. There was one, like probably little less than 2 weeks maybe, that every time you know, these restroom breaks happen when you're out driving around all day. But every time I went to the restroom, no matter where it was, not that one, just any in these restaurants, there was somebody in that stall, you know, for people with disabilities. And most often, they were employees taking their break. This one, I knew she was an employee because when I walked in, I mean, they walked in that bathroom, straight ahead is that, you know, that bathroom stall for people with disabilities. And I could see her shoes. Not always does that happen, but I could see her shoes, and they were open-toe sandals. And as far as I know, the regulation in any restaurant, you can't wear open-toed anything. So, and where I was parked was right in front of their door. And I don't eat in these places. I go out and eat in my SUV. And I was sitting there, and I was wondering, is she ever going to come out of that restroom? I mean, because, you know, there wasn't anybody else. I think there was one man in there, and there was no women that came in or anything. And finally she did, and it was probably a little over 30 minutes. Just as that, and the order was still sitting there, so just barely over 30 minutes, you know. So she wasn't delivering or anything, but She was in that restroom that long, in that stall, and when she came out, she was texting. So I don't know if that's what she was doing. She didn't seem to have anything, but you never know. You know, it's none of my business. She does or she doesn't, but it's a long time. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna try. You see how cloudy it is? You would think there would be some, you know, something, but no. As far as rain, nope. Okay, after that, I went to just sit and see if I got any offers. The first one it just came up, and I looked and try to zoom in on whether it was a house or an apartment. These are all usually houses out here. And it just disappeared. I don't like that because that's happened before. And like when I would accept one, and now they're doing this rate, you know, really pushing it. Seems like on the acceptance rate. I don't like that, you know, because that, you know, some would say that the bots are grabbing them, you know. And it wasn't one like it was going out to other people. Anyway, right after that, I got another one, and it was from that same restaurant where I had eaten, the one that, and you know, there was that order sitting up there for over 30 minutes, just over. Yeah, and I went in, the woman looked at it, and I was like, I would decline. I would say, no, not that one. And y'all need to remake it. It's been there over 30 minutes. By that time, it was probably like 40 or 45, who knows? And, but it wasn't. They were still making that one. So whomever, order's sitting there. God. How long has it been sitting there? You would think they'd say, okay, we gotta do something with this one. I wonder how long they do let them sit, because you know there could be food poisoning involved. It happened to me both times I ordered. I don't remember which apps it was on. I can't see around them, so I'm not turning. But somebody up there turned. Oof. Yeah. Let me get out of the road, woman. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, right as I start to go, it changes. I'm not testing it. No. Okay, let me check something out here. This was where one day I was out here, and it was just recently, and I was changing lanes from the middle lane to the one on the far right, and all of a sudden, there was this car. Who knows where it came from? And I can't imagine it was close to be going that fast. And my car, it beeps when somebody's too close to me, and it was coming from the left side. The alarm is coming from the left side. Then that car just disappeared, and my, you know, warning on my car stopped, and I looked up. Where was it? I don't know. I have no idea where that car went. And I was thinking, oh man, I'm not changing lanes anymore. Because it came out, it was like a ghost. It was one of those ghost cars, you know? Oh boy. But anyway, what was I talking about? The order. So it was actually a decent one. I was so surprised. I actually didn't, you know, back to the order, the second one from that same place, and I took it because it was something like between $7 and $8, somewhere around there, and it was for 2 miles, and I was right there at the place. It was just behind me. So I said, "You betcha, you know, I'll do that one." See, I want to limit mine to like $7 because otherwise I'm not making any money. You know, I mean, it's stupid. I don't like that they punish people if you're not going to be stupid. Yeah, you know, if you don't take the stupid offers, then they lower your acceptance rate, and then apparently when you're lower on the acceptance rate, that's when they give you even more stupid. Punishment to me. Anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, I think I have several starts and stops for this video, and didn't finish at the end of each thought. Oh well, you know, it is what it is. So, oh my goodness, but I just had, I don't know, I think one offer. It was pretty good, but when I zoomed in to see if it was a house or apartment, there was nothing there. But the GPS had apparently messed up because there was like a building in the middle of the road. I don't know what that building would have been. It could have been a school or whatever. I had one kind of eerie the other day. I couldn't figure out what it was, but the best I could guess would be a junkyard. And there, I don't think there's any junkyard out there, but there was nothing out there. Except for, yeah, something that made me think that at the very front of it, and not what I was going to go into way far back into some field, that nothing is there. You know, I'm not going to chance anymore. Well, I never really chanced, but the bad ones that were bad places or bad roads or both, was when I was new at this, or by accident, what, a week or two ago. Okay, but I'm going to try here, and then the weather is looking really bad, but there's no rain in the forecast. So, but it looks like it's going to rain. Storm, really. Anyway, but you know, all of these things, I really know that I'm going to have to work mornings because of the weather coming up. Last year I didn't, and we had one of the worst summers. I mentioned that I started delivering at the end of July, and that would have been around the time that all these students and teachers were going back, especially teachers, you know, or university, college professors or instructors or adjuncts or whatever. But I'm not going to do like I did last year. It was pretty bad weather. We had 100 plus. Then the heat indexes were in the 110s. Yeah. Okay, now I am Texan, and we can talk all about, you know, what is it, acclimation? Yeah. It's been a long time since I've used those words, acclimation. Yeah, really, decades. You know, that is something that I was reading something about dementia. Now, I worked with memory care patients and senior living communities, and yeah, I had to take tests, state and federal, and all that, and I did, and I passed. I was the #1 student. So, but some of the stuff, yeah, I didn't work there long. Oh man, that just, I'll just leave it at that. You know, not at that one place. I mean, I went to different ones, and I left that field thinking, oh my goodness, really. But that just could be with my experience. I'm not saying all places. I'm not any of that. But anyway, about the memory care, about memory. You know, so many people want to slap you know, just slap it with dementia. Just say, oh, that person has dementia, they're this age, and then therefore, you know, the whole thing I was talking about earlier with the, you know, saying somebody's elderly, and, you know, if you have to use some word like that, use elder. It sounds much more respectful. So instead of, you know, since elderly has such a negative connotation, people put on it, but like this kind of thing. You know, slapping, oh, they got dementia, that they forgot this word. Just think about this for a moment. Somebody my age, especially, I was a career student over 20 years, and just think about how many words I've had to learn. Things that are not in any of the fields I studied also. And all those in the fields that I studied. I didn't study just 2 fields. My degrees are in 2 fields. But I could have had, I think, it was 4 masters altogether, master's degree, if I just applied another class here and another class there, that kind of thing. I just never did. So I know a lot of words. Just imagine how many. And I studied how memory works, and some say that it does work this way, and some say it doesn't, but it's a little more difficult to find a word. Some say, I don't remember those terms. I didn't learn those. I learned those terms back in the 1980s. But one was retro, and the other one was what? See? But just think about all of the words that I had to learn in my life, and that other people just don't have to learn. So yeah, and then if you wonder why I do my videos, and the ones I do more on a subject like narcissism and such, the way I do, really laid back, is because it's so rigid. 20 years of studying and being tested, and all that, and having to pass, and on, both undergraduate and graduate. Yeah, but all these words. Okay, I'm adding too many subjects right here, and I'm going to get lost on all of them. But I'm making a point. I know a lot of words, and then the way I do it is laid back because of such rigidity earlier in life for far too long. Yeah, I said. Way back then, I said, I'm not going to use the language which I had to learn to be at university that long. I'm not going to use those words, because the people that I'm wanting to help are basically like underdogs, or basically people who they don't know those words. I don't want anybody, I used to say it like this, I don't want anybody to have to whip out a dictionary. Back then we actually had books that were called dictionaries. To whip one out just to understand what I'm saying. And one of my friends, she couldn't understand, friends from when I was in 5th grade, she couldn't understand something I said, and I said, this is not going to work for me. So imagine having to twist it. Seriously, use words that is common everyday kind of thing, versus what I learned at university all those years. So I had to turn back around, go back and forth. It's not easy, trust me. And I do have a genius IQ, so it's not that easy. And then, but some people, nobody has said this to me. Adam and I kind of joke about it with one another, but that's between he and I. That we forgot a word and we'll joke and say, oh, there we go, there's another one. He will or I will. But he's as educated as, well, he's not as much as I. But he's in a different field. 2 different fields. I have 2 different fields. So, but anyway, all of this, don't be talking to people like this. I'm not giving anybody advice, so strike that. I'm just saying my opinion, and yeah, my opinion could be wrong, but 20 years being a student, over 20 years, plus taught at college and university. But we all have our opinions. Anyway, but seriously, why do people feel such a need? Well, you don't have to tell me, but such a need to, there is this thing called ageism. Ageism, when I was studying, was basically like EEOC and, places not wanting to hire people that were 40 years older, and there was this discrimination there. And it was mainly, to keep going, people who were over age 40, 40 and over. Okay, and now it's about any age. When you say, those people, especially when you hear those people or these people, you go, It depends on the topic, really. But anyway, it's just this thing with age, and even for me, I have a little difficulty when I even say things like, student, the $2 and $3 during the daytime after, say, noon or 2 o'clock, somewhere like that. Somebody orders some food after I got burned so bad, by 4 teenagers. Yeah, while I was delivering. It really, that's the thing that you have to watch for. Is so just one of them, you don't generalize that one to all. But it was a big burn, It was. It took, especially since, well, there's a lot more to it, I should say, especially since that's theft. when somebody says they didn't receive their order and you delivered it, and then they take it out on you, the company, the food delivery service or whatever service it is, that's theft. And is it being reported to the police as such? I don't know. I know this police officer I spoke to, let's just say who's my age, said, I've never even heard of such a thing. So why are they not hearing of such a thing? Haven't we so many times? You watch a bunch of videos on it. People, who are food delivery. Boy, did I just go with the flow? What? Stream of consciousness of shum. But anyway, yeah. So let's just get back. I'm going to try to get some, let me get back to work. I don't know. When did Sephora, like this one is Kohl's over there. It says Sephora. What other one have I seen? Or is it just Kohl's? Sephora. Yeah, maybe so. There's a place over here. It's an outdoor mall. Here I am going again. Ready? Here we go. But it's outdoor mall. One time they had an arts festival in the middle of it, and I was having to deliver and trying to find a place to park. Oh my goodness, it was so bad because I got up to the finally had to park at a place, and I was thinking that the restaurant was right behind me, but no, that wasn't it. It was down the road about a block, and I had to walk, and it's hills all the way down and the hill all the way back. Got there, and I had left my card in my purse in my SUV. What is it? I actually canceled it, and then they texted me and said, this is not what you cancel, you reassign. Well, I didn't know. It was like only my second time of using that app. And how would I know? I couldn't find anything about that. Yeah. Whew. But anyways, in that place, there's a Sephora. I think it used to have its own place, own building, own store. Like Skechers is right here. Here's one of the Skechers. I bought my shoes at another Skechers, but they got the other one. He called it a warehouse. I don't know why that would be called a warehouse. It's a big store. Let me see. Hey, I guess I really shouldn't complain about the job that I'm doing because I cannot imagine wanting or doing this job. Now, every one of those lights here have two, one on each side. I wonder what happened to that one. See, it only has one. Let me see if I can get the other ones. There you go. And all the way back they have, I don't know if every one of them, but I mean, that's a lot that have two. What happened to that one? I've been watching them, how they got him up there. Just sitting here waiting for new offers, but looking at that and thinking, I'll take my job. I don't need this job. That's for, what I just said. But you see what I'm saying? If I were younger, what kind of job would I have done besides what I did? It certainly wouldn't be that. Oh my goodness. Just watching them gives me that feeling. Yeah. Okay, I got another stupid one, and I didn't take it. Another stupid offer, but I had to be reminded if I come out to this part, this is Wiley. Wiley and Murphy are right next to one another. That my offers, there's a good chance they're going to be bad. I mean, not bad that way. Bad in the sense of, I'm not going all the way out there. You have to be out of your mind. Those really dangerous roads. Quite often the delivery is way out there. And sometimes they're to places that say things like private drive. Or they're packages that want to go to private drives. Or compounds. I don't know. That one wasn't here. It was more north. But I know I'm not going to go out to some. Not ever again. To some. What they sent me to are things where there are people are welding, and one of them actually said private drive. That one that was really bad, and they didn't want me to see anybody. Man, that's the one I accidentally took. I said, okay, I'll go ahead. I know better now, definitely. Just from what I only needed one experience with that. But then another one was that, and it was odd. The woman, she came out because I couldn't find a parking place, and I was not going to park like a mile down the road and walk, because it was a mile of what is it, gravel road? What is it? They're little rocks, pointed rocks, and driving down them I was worried about my tires. And it was all the way down, really secluded from other places. Well, yeah, it was out of here. And the people that were walking, it was their lunchtime, they were walking in and out, and she finally came out. She was about my age, and she was kind of like rough person, but I got her talking, so she was much nicer. She seemed like quite shocked that somebody would actually speak. I've had some weird experiences, so no thank you to out there, you know, that far out there. And it's not even Wiley. I have a clue of what else is out there, but I don't even know if some of it's named. You know what I mean? Probably, but still. Anyway, and it's just like right here. I think we're in Murphy again. I think so. So it's not very far. But they'll start sending me to there or to another suburb, which they'll send way down south from where I am now. Whoa, you might want to be careful. So anyway, just don't pull out again. But anyway, we'll see what happens here. Okay, I just went to my bank and deposited my birthday check. It's $1,000. Yep, and I've had it on me for a bit. It's my birthday month. But that bank needs to work on some things. Really, it's like I almost had a really bad injury from the drive-through because the way they have their I don't know what those things are called. They're chutes. Remember I was talking about don't remember the words or don't know the words? I don't think I've ever known what they call those things. Where you put your, the drive-through. But it's an awkward shape. The thing that you put it in, the thing that goes up the chute. I'm having too much fun with this, really. But I have never known the words to them. I mean, what would you call it? The basket? I mean, it's not a basket. It's a plastic tube. The tube. There you go. This is called the tube. Then they might have an official name for it. But then there was a thing behind it. It was this. That was square. I've never known any to be square. And the thing behind it that I guess keeps it in place or something it poked me. And I had to actually get out of my SUV because they have poles that you have to stay between those poles or you're going to hit something apparently, or you're afraid you're going to hit something. I've never seen one that had that many poles, really. And it's just very awkward. I've been through plenty. I'm from the era where things weren't always direct deposited at all. Yeah. And so I've been to plenty of bank drive-thrus. Man. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go home. It's 7:28. I've been getting offers, but they're just gotten worse. So people must be waking up. No, I'm going to go home and I'm going to try again in a couple hours. I should, think, okay, I go out earlier tomorrow and see if that makes any difference. And then go home around 8:30. Then go back around 10:30 or maybe 11. Well, 10:30, but in a different area. So, okay, anyway. Yeah, I'll probably go back out, but not here. Like I said, to another area instead the area where the fleet people they hang out. I want to see if they're going to be there today, because I've seen 3 or 2, 3 while I was out here, and one of them left right when I was deciding to go home. He left. He had his. See, they don't run their engines while they're sitting there. I can't do that because health. No, not going to happen. And I don't like that. I had said that I wanted to try doing it from home, which I did try one day, and I only got one. And I don't know. Where I live, they don't let restaurants and such so close. So I don't know if that would even work, really. Okay, anyway, I just was reminded, when was it? The day before yesterday, I think. I had to actually stop on a road like this and just totally stop because there were, I guess they were more like teenagers, ducks. A whole bunch of them were just walking across. Actually, it was a bigger road. It was 3 lanes on each side. And they were walking across the road, just taking a little walk. Well, they were going to it's a lake, but it's human-built lake. And I don't say man-made. It's not always men. And we're not generic males. But anyway, no. It was funny because I had to stop. The 2 lanes next to me, they didn't have to, but they were I was on the left side. And they were going to the left. But the people coming the other direction, one was just driving so fast, and I'm thinking, I hope that person doesn't hit them. Really, you know. There needs to be, I don't know if there is actually a duck crossing sign. Have you ever seen duck crossing signs where you live? You know, we have them here, so. But definitely, since it's a lake over there, and I just thought it was so funny. It was so cute. Now, the road that I was just on, that one is where I saw the bobcat. The bobcat ran in front of me, and a woman that was tailgating me, she got around me to the left, and she was going pretty fast, and she almost hit the bobcat. Let's see, what else? I have seen all kinds of stuff. I was making a video about what all do we face besides just regular, you know, things, regular weird stuff that happens while you're driving, but animals, snakes, bugs, you name it. Yeah, they're pretty gross sometimes. There was one I delivered for today, only one, or did I thought I did too, but one. And I was thinking too, because they sent me another thing saying I got a $5 tip on top of it. It's another one, so something. I better check that. But anyway, well, I keep saying today. I don't know why but yeah, it was a dog. A woman was walking a dog down the street. And I don't even know what kind of dog that would be. It was very, very groomed, and I've never seen one. I can just say that. I don't think I've seen one. It was a large dog, and it seemed like it would be a friendly breed. How can you know, right? And it saw me driving down the road. I guess it didn't like the color of my SUV, and the poor little woman, it was practically, she was younger than I, practically dragging her down the sidewalk because it wanted to chase me in my SUV. Then I parked, and when I got out, it was me the dog wanted. I mean, I waited until they passed me walking, you know. But then it smelled me, I guess. I'm joking, of course. But it turned around, and it was like it wanted to come chase me down, and she grabbed it and held on to it. But, hey, I have a pit bull that was not a pit bull, but I have an American Pit Bull Terrier and a The other dog is a black lab Aussie Australian Shepherd mix, and we can't walk them. The dogs we had before were both black labs, although one of them I said it was a black lab and bear, B-E-A-R mix. It was so big. He said it was more than just black lab, but oh man, we could walk those two. These two, not happening. Oh man, just tear out, what is that thing called? A rotator cuff or something? Cuff? I don't know. Your arm, your shoulder, whatever it is. Man, we did it, tried one time. Never, I said never again. Down sidewalk, somebody rode past us on a bicycle, a woman, and I was with the pit bull. Oh my gosh, he wanted to take off. He's the friendliest. I wasn't worried about we're not worried about either one of them because they're very friendly dogs. But people don't think that way about pit bulls, pitties. So I was really holding on. Anyway, I think I've had enough of doing my drive vlog along with this today. Although, like I said, that was just breakfast. Now to do lunch and maybe dinner. Now, I like getting out of the house. I don't like sitting there all day, even if watching TV or anything. I never was a fan of watching TV. I had my first computer in 1982, so it went to that. But I'm starting to like watching the series on whatever app. I have several on my smartphone, whatever. Always some new name popping up, so whatever is the name for it right now. All that. But yeah, they just have to change something. But anyway, right now I'm watching Desperate Housewives. I'm watching series that I watched, every blue moon. Okay, I turned it off because I thought there was a young girl, like preteen, running by, and I don't put kids in my videos. And it was actually an elder. Oh, see there? I knew I'd do it. I think we're having too much fun today, or I just need to go back home and sleep a little bit. But she was an older woman, older than I. So, hey, when you get just a few years from now, I will be considered elderly. Like I said, elder is better. We need to make that a thing. Yeah. Anyway, wrapping it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.